Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Sid Meier's Civilization 5. My name is Michael Batman Guy, and today I believe I have gotten everything in place exactly the way it was. Unfortunately, I foolishly had my autosave set to every 10 turns instead of every turn. It does save on the processing time between turns, so maybe later on I want to tweak that again. But it means I basically had to start entirely over again just to rename my religion. And I went ahead and changed birds because I thought, this one's a little more bat-like. The other one was kind of more eagle-y. So this one, if you squint your eyes real hard and just pull back far away, and maybe it's kind of bat-ish. No, not really. But it's called Batmania. Right? We get 1 gold for every 4 followers of the religion. We still keep our Pantheon power. That is going to be very important. And we can build mosques currently, and it looks like in 3 more turns we'll have another great prophet, and we can add another belief to add probably another building. Right. I've got all my cities set up pretty much the same. I think I accidentally bought like an extra tile here in Madrid, and my units went around in a slightly different order, but I'm pretty sure I went back and looked at the recording footage. I've discovered basically all the same stuff. The most important thing, of course, was technology. I had to make sure I got the same free technologies. I guess I should be highlighting animal husbandry, mining, and masonry from the goody huts. And we got the same population numbers, same number of units. Should be moving right along. I didn't want to completely re-record everything because I was afraid I wouldn't remember what all had been said, and would need to start repeating myself. So in order to avoid that, I'm just going to move forward with this save file. Autosaves every turn just in case something goes wrong, or I horribly screw up and forget to rename something. Speaking of which, I've horribly screwed up and forgot to rename the cities. Metropolis. Except. And you are... Which one do we call it? We call this one Central. Central Cité. Except. Right. And you have your cistern and your sewer. You are on production focus. That's good. That's good. Gotham, of course, has the mausoleum. Interestingly enough, in this version, I got the Great Prophet long before, not long before, like 2 turns before finishing the mausoleum. So that was a bit odd. I don't think I managed my citizens properly. I forgot to put 1 more on the King Solomon's Mine, so I was a turn behind. Anyways, enough about that. We're going to keep moving. Pyramids in 3 more turns. We have a couple more move units to scoot a boot, including this settler up here. And so I'm going to need to bring my list back up here. I like this spot mostly because it's the right distance from the capital. You can see my outline here. This is thanks to enhanced user interface. I have no orange tiles highlighted, all black. So if I were to go down, I can't settle on the Fountain of Youth. But right here, you know, that would cut the 1 row. So this is as close as I can get while still being coastal. We've got river. We, of course, have plenty of food resources. We've got a King Solomon mine for production, an El Dorado for culture, and we can reach, in fact, 2 Great Barrier Reefs for science, production, food, for a little bit of everything. So it's a fantastic site. I'm going to plop that down right there. And this guy, I think this would be a good spot for Bloodhaven, or Bloodhaven, because it's right next to Gotham, right? That's like, it's like Gotham's sister city. I don't think I can put the umlauts in the Civ city name, so we'll just go with that for now. Bloodhaven, Nightwing Stomping Ground. And as usual, we're gonna splurge. We're gonna spend 550 gold on a cistern and a sewer. We're going to tell the governor to focus on production until I tell you otherwise. And clearly, the best tile is that one right there. Go ahead and start with the Great Barrier Reef, just to get a little bit of everything, and start producing. Do I want Bloodhaven to also pump out a scout? You know what? I think I will. In 9 turns, it's actually going to arrive sooner than many of the others. So we'll just keep that going. And let's see, I'm pretty sure all the citizens are taken care of at this point, in preparation of trying to simply return to where I was when we cut off last time. Alright, military overview. We have 10 supply remaining. My goodness. Now, top priority is going to be more settlers. So we're going to get 2 more of those. Bloodhaven, Gotham, here we go. Settler, and I've got 4 cities, that's 4 more scouts, total of 6 more units. We can totally afford that. Let's get another scout everywhere. And you can see that earlier on I was worried about my gold income per turn. We're now rolling in the dough. As far as per turn income is concerned, 27 is more than enough. I think most of that is from here. 25 from terrain. Do we have like a massive gold one? The center tile itself, I guess. Just being marbly, I suppose. Gives me a +5. Does anything like increase that? Oh, the palace gold is applied there? Or is that a separate one? Because these don't show up there, so I'm inclined to think it's separate. Okay, I don't know what all is contributing to that 5. It doesn't break it down any farther, but just about everything here has 2 gold on it. And the reason for that, and one of the reasons I don't keep the resource icon on all the time, is because they're literally everywhere. But for your benefit, I will turn them on for a while here, and you can see that we have salt on top of all of these. This is one of the great advantages of using the world builder, is you can break the standard spawn rules, and you can stick resources that you're never going to improve on top of the natural wonders, because salt adds 1 food and the 2 gold to each of these. So King Solomon's Mines normally would just be flat out production, but we get an extra food and extra gold. Sadly, that part is not doubled by Spain's ability, unfortunately. So we just get the 1 extra food. Why am I complaining? It's free food. It's great. Alright, we'll give everybody else a chance to catch up here. Now, the longest part of the waiting between the turns is definitely the city-states, and that is going to increase by a lot as we go on, because there are so gosh darn many of them. I think we have 12 civilizations and I think 24 city-states. It seemed like a good ratio at the time. It does bog the calculations down a little bit, and I do want to go down here just to kind of scout around the water area. You go out that way, and this is one place where the scouts went in different directions. I think I hit auto explore a little earlier, and then he went out and like back down here, and I had to remove them, so we'll just manually move them for a little bit longer. I do have some on auto explore already. So time for a new technology. This you know, these other things, this masonry and animal husbandry, that's old news. We need something new, something fresh, exciting. Bronze working.
Hector enters with a spear 11 cubits long in
11
his
cubits
hand.
long.
The
That's
bronze point gleamed in
pretty
front
decent.
of him and was fastened to the shaft of the spear by a ring of gold.
Really? That's an interesting technique, attaching the head of the spear with a gold ring. I mean, gold is certainly pliable enough. I suppose it could work. It seems a little expensive. You know, one of the main advantages of the spear is that it is cheap. So putting gold on it seems kind of defeating the purpose there a little bit. Alright, our lone warrior here, I think... Let's see, this scout, how quickly can you reach those ruins? You go over there in 3 turns. Alright, we'll take that. I would like to get down around this a ways with that settler. Seems nice. Hey, the Pantheon got to Metropolis. That's good. We need that as soon as we can get it. In fact, I think after this great prophet to reform the religion, we're going to pump out a missionary just to expedite the spreading process, because if we let it go naturally, compared to everything else that we are able to do in this empire, it's going to be a bit slow. Alright, I want to do something with him. I don't want him standing around doing nothing. Let's get him out there exploring anyways, even if I can't control his goody hut pops. Go up there and bust that fog for me, please. Thank you. I hate it. What am I trying to say here? You want to go out exploring far away. Honestly, the best policy is to go out to the enemy, pop all their goody huts, and then come back to your own. That's really the greediest method, if you will. But I really don't like leaving these tiles like right next door completely unexplored as we go off in all the different directions. It kind of bothers me a little bit. Where to next? Let's see, we got one over there. Let's go up kind of this way. Hook it around town. And this scout... What are you doing? I have no idea what he's doing. That's the one on Auto Explorer. He's coming back to Gotham. Who does that? Who returns to Gotham? Oh, I should point out, see, this is why the resource icons don't really help. We have horses right here. We discovered animal husbandry. Look, we have horses right next to Gotham. Who would have thought? And lo and behold, there's iron too. Amazing. Yeah, I was modest. I thought 7 was a nice roundup. It seemed kind of a middle average number that was going to be decent. Keep in mind, the idea was I could have this core of these 3 cities and be perfectly functional. I could just do these 3 and have everything I could possibly desire. But that's not a very exciting game, so we're going to settle more cities. Obviously, we've already done that with Bloodhaven up here in the north. To get even more resources and send this science, culture, faith, well, not with the happiness, gold production through the roof. Through the roof. And to do that, we have to be very careful with our citizen management. Okay, so food. Yes, we want to keep that on 1 turn. You go to the science, lock that down. 8 turns into border growth, acceptable. That is acceptable. We can get barracks in places now. That might be good. Let's get experienced scouts. That would be fantastic. One thing I don't have in this conglomeration of mods here is a feature from, I believe it's the community balance patch, or the community patch project, however you want to call it, where scouts get experience points for exploring. I think that's a great feature. Otherwise, scouts really don't get much in terms of experience points, and it's kind of sad because you usually avoid getting them into combat because they're so weak typically. So let's buy up some barracks here. Bloodhaven too, yeah, especially you're going to get that scout out sooner. Anything useful we can put in Gotham besides the barracks? We can... we're saving the monument, remember? And walls, again, really just a gold drain at this point. Later on, when I don't have any priority buildings and I can pop that in a turn, we might do so. Otherwise, I want to save that income to spend on scouts and settlers at this point. And I could burn some faith for the mosque right away. That would be okay. How close are we? We need that 120. To spend 140, that's basically a little over a turn of faith consumed. Yeah, let's get this and reform the religion right away. You, sir, need to still get the pyramids in 2 turns. So naturally, we want more food. Get an extra citizen in 1 turn. That sounds better. And we need to improve the gems, gold, or silver around here somewhere. Which one do we have? Gold, right next door. No. Right there for the jeweler. That takes care of the citizens. I think. No, we didn't do Bloodhaven. Oh, Bloodhaven still just has the 1. Never mind. Forget I said that. Forget I said anything. How are we on unit supply? 5. 5 remaining. Let's get another scout in Bloodhaven because it's on the farthest reaches. In fact, I'm going to favor Metropolis and Central City here. That's 3 scouts. We can get 2 more settlers. So let's again do Metropolis and Central City. Settler there, and we have reached our unit supply. We're not going to make another one next turn. We are going to grow citizenship everywhere next turn. And of course we get free promotions. So survivalism is fantastic. I really love this, the extra healing. But the idea, scouts are cheap. I want them to explore land, find things. I'm going for visibility. In fact, that automatically just made this whole watery area more visible. And yes, it's way overpopulated with the whales and the pearls and things. That's why I'm going to turn this off. Just kind of in the way. And zoom on in. Let's appreciate this wonderful, realistic Civilization 5 art while we still can. Civilization 6 is looming, and it's going to be great. I was a little hesitant on the art style at first. I'm still kind of iffy. I like the look of Civ 5, right? It's not just a change for the sake of change. It's, well, I like this one. Now you're going a very different direction. But the thing I do like is the visibility. And that is fantastic, because one downside to Civ 5's art is that unless you are zoomed in, you really can't see the units for what they are by the unit model.
Him that fashioneth it.
What makest thou? Right, we finally researched something on our own. Yeah, we did it. Hard work paid off. What did it start out as? Was it like 25, 28 turns? And we did it in 9? Ha 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 ha. Take that, game. And a great profit. All the great things. Oh, so wonderful. So wonderful. But anyways, yeah, you zoom out here, you're like, I don't know, it looks like a person. You know, I can tell people units from the siege units. You can distinguish a trebuchet and a cannon, and later on a tank versus, but like riflemen, swordsmen, scouts, not so much. I rely on the symbols. I think most people do. They rely on this easy to recognize. It's got high contrast. It scales with the UI, not with the map as you zoom in and out. So zooming out, which is the best view strategically, besides strategic view itself, of course. I think while useful, it saddens me to think that you have to rely on that in order to play the game effectively. Like that is the best way to play, period, is to look at the symbols and completely ignore that artwork. Where can we go? Let's see, if you get out of here, go that way. Haha, look! There were things hiding here. Look, 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 look. There it is. Okay, since you can get it on the next turn anyways, we'll just go this way. Find more things, more money. Yeah, sure, we'll just take it in the order the game gives us. So, Batmania is not crazy enough, okay? Batman has just released, but that was years ago. It's time for Batman Returns. We need to add cathedrals? No. This would be, +2 food. That would not be bad. I suppose we could have done that and Swords and the Plowshares and go all food focused. But I'm going to stick with the strategy I outlined previously, and we're going to go into the pagodas for this one. And as an enhancer belief, a lot of these could be pretty good. I think based on the size, shape of the map, that is to say, flat land in every direction as far as the eye can see, which one? The farther religion spreads to cities 30% further away. That should be farther. Further is an idea. Farther is distance. 2K. Fix your game. Yeah, we're gonna go with itinerant preachers. Reach farther away. Enhance religion. Are you ready to enhance Batmania? Has the bat craze gone far enough? No, it has not. We can make it crazier than usual.